What's up, CyberSecurity? So I wanted to go over probably like my most disastrous interview.
Do you have any special skills?
Oh, yes, I do. I do voices.
So this is like, maybe about 2-3 months ago. And well, actually, before we get right into that, the reason I'm saying this is that it's okay if you fail, just keep on going, all right?
I want you in the worst way.
So anyway, it was a job that was like dealing with like phishing emails, going over emails to see if they were malicious or not, etc. To actually get to this part, it was kind of weird because I talked to the recruiter, like the initial recruiter, and he like looked over my resume, and I guess everything kind of looked good at first. And then I think he said he was gonna like get back to me or whatnot, and then kind of just went silent.
Will you leave now, please?
And then like maybe like a week later, or maybe later that week, you know what, I'm gonna go with like a week later. So like a week later, I randomly get like a message, and I guess the recruiter guy is talking to somebody else, talking about setting up a interview for like the next day, but they didn't necessarily ask me if I was still available for that next day. So maybe there should have been like a red flag on my part. But anyway, I'm still excited. I'm like, cool. I'm regardless, I'm gonna get in here and I'm a beast. And I got in there, and it was like me and like 3 other guys. And oh man, sometimes we get like stuck. That's kind of how I felt, like a deer in headlights. Kind of just got nervous because I'm like, oh man, if I got the position, that would be great. But it's like 3 different people, and then they kind of started asking me questions. A lot of different types of questions, and I just went blank. And this is all like online too, but I just went blank. Like one of the bigger ones, they were talking about was 2 questions. I kind of just 2 questions. So cause the first big one was talk about like a big, like I guess like a security event or whatnot. They were talking about something like at a hospital that happened. Like, did I know anything about this hospital, XYZ? And I did not know anything about this big accident at this hospital at all.
Hey, we tried, right?
It would suck. And this is why you watch a lot of YouTube videos about tech people, and they're talking about what you should watch. They talk about like the Darknet Diaries, for example. And then there's like another big podcast too that has like news daily. Maybe it's called like the Daily Cyberwire Daily or something like that. But yeah, this is why you should watch that, so you can kind of just stay knowledgeable about the current events. So yeah, I wasn't necessarily, I didn't know what they were referring to. So that was kind of awkward when they were kind of trying to go over that, and then kind of go over any type of recent events, and I couldn't think of anything at the moment. This is prior to the whole like MGM thing, because yeah, if that would have happened, I would have been ready on it. But this is prior to me really getting to like the podcast and like kind of just staying abreast about all of the different cyber events or big cyber events that's kind of going on.
There's no jobs for manager, it's just for counter.
Good.
And exactly what's happening within those events. Another one too, they were telling me like to go over like 3 or like 5 different like attacks from like worst to best, something along those lines. And yeah, like I got like phishing at that time period. Again, I'm kind of just going blank, but like phishing is probably like one of the worst like threats, if I'm not mistaken, that your company or business can have, because it can attack anybody. And I kind of had like in the middle, I couldn't like name anything else. I couldn't go over like Trojans or XYZ. I kind of just, again, kind of blanked. I went over like, I think I said phishing was like number 5 out of 10. And then I was like spear phishing, and see, all of those could have been combined into one, and I kind of just froze. And then they're kind of asking me some other questions too, like what was an IDS, a intrusion detection system, and we're like an IPS, and like a few other questions. And I would like literally give like the definition of it. So I'm like, yeah, I know what an IPS is. It is this, and instead of doing just that, I should have also talked about what that actually is. I shouldn't have just given the example. I shouldn't have just given like the literal definition of what it is when they were going over acronyms and different things of like that nature. So that's something that was my fault. It's something that I've definitely have been working on. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys watching this probably have went through something similar where you go on an interview like that and you kind of just freeze because you're nervous. It's probably your first time trying to get into like cybersecurity or maybe another type of position. You're not exactly sure, where to go or what to say.
Pan.
No, my name is Pam.
Are you saying Pan or Pam?
It's all good, guys. You're not the only person. But anyways, during that whole thing, I did try to ask some questions at the end, like how it would be like if I was working for the company and different things of that nature. And yeah, it ended and I never heard back from the guys. I never got like a rejection letter. Obviously I didn't get an acceptance letter, but this is just here to say that
somebody who does, we tell you have my blessing. But I think we all know that person's not going to represent you as well as I can.
interviewing can be tough. So definitely be sure that you're trying to learn about a different type of questions that you may actually be getting when you're trying to get into a cybersecurity role. I know there's a guy named Josh Mattercore on YouTube. Probably have like a link in the description box. Definitely check him out. He has some awesome questions that you may be asked in like a cybersecurity role, IT role, etc., etc. So definitely take a look at that. But yeah, if you fail like one time, fail two times, fail three times, etc., it does not matter as long as you get up and keep applying and keep doing work. Maybe I might do like a part two, maybe another failure of mine, just so you guys can know that, hey, we all fail. It is what it is. The only difference between, I guess, winners and losers is that when losers fall, they stay down. When winners fall, we get back up.